And good evening from Glover Field in Johnson Creek. R.J. Osterhaus and Wally Trouton with you for WIAA Level 2 Division 7 playoff football, Potosi, Cassville at Johnson Creek. Welcome to our Raleigh Cheese pregame show presented by Raleigh Cheese, the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County. Don't forget the cheese. And we're broadcasting from the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth atop the press box, which is kind of a nice night for that, as opposed to wettening elements that there was a chance of earlier. Those seem to have cleared out, so we're going to be okay here. Ayers Furniture, best seat in the house. Brought to you by Ayers Furniture, downtown Ridgeway. They have free delivery of heirloom quality furniture for every room in your home. Be sure to visit Ayers Furniture and AyersFurniture.com. Grant Regional Health Center People's State Bank coverage of playoff football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, which is powered by H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical and Laley Center, Monroe. Well, these two teams, a couple of runners up in their respective conferences. Potosi 6-1 and 9-1 out of the Six Rivers. Johnson Creek 6-1, 9-1 out of the Trailways Conference. Their lone loss to Lord's Academy. Potosi's lone loss to Blackhawk Warren. And these two teams, of course, coming off of wins last week. Potosi at home against Cambria Friesland, a 42-8 winner in Level 1. And Johnson Creek bested Clear Lake 48-7 in their home Level 1 playoff matchup. We'll chat with both head coaches and long-tenured head coaches. Mark Cedar for Potosi Cassville. Tim Wagner's in his 39th campaign with the Johnson Creek Blue Jays. We'll talk to both head coaches again around the corner, and we'll ask about that Russell Lofts' injury report if you've been injured. Want to get hold of their experienced team of personal injury lawyers. They'll fight for your rights to give you the compensation you deserve. Visit Russell Law, WI.com. Bring you the Fuller's Mucker Center starters, the Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental colors of the game, and more as our Raleigh Cheese pregame show continues. Broadcast also brought to you by Mound City Bank. Their total line of credit lets you use the equity in your home to do the things that you want. Stop into Mound City Bank to apply for subject to approval, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. Moonstown Pump of Cassville. Moonstown Pump serving the little river town of Cassville, Wisconsin with their elevated pub, food, and beverages. That's Moonstown Pump, Cassville. Community First Bank. In the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com. Member FDIC. Again, we'll bring you the coaches' thoughts, starting with Tim Wagner from Johnson Creek. Comes your way next here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Welcome back to Raleigh Cheese pregame show from Johnson Creek. We are joined by longtime Blue Jays head coach Tim Wagner. Coach, how are you?
Very good. Thank you. Very good.
Congratulations on your Week 1 win and on the season to date too. Very successful. Talk about the conference and how that might prepare you for tonight.
Well, first of all, I want to say I'm glad we were the 2 seed and not the 7 seed last week and have to travel 4 hours and 20 minutes like Clear Lake did down here. Our conference has been good. We've had Oshkosh Lords and Randolph and Cambria Friesland have been strong teams for us, and it helps prepare us for tournament time and stuff. So I'm hoping that carries over tonight. We did well last week. Our kids played well. We've been battling injuries all year long. We're starting to finally get healthy. So we'll see. We're playing a very, very good, well-coached Potosi team tonight.
We asked about the Russell Lofts' injury report. How is the team health overall?
Well, I mean, we haven't played a game all year, and there's no excuses involved here, but we haven't played a game all year with a full squad. Our big tackle broke his foot 3 weeks ago, first team all-conference. He's out, and our 2 wide receivers are out for tonight. But, you know, we got other kids. Small schools, you next man up. That's our approach, that's our philosophy, and away we go.
Something looking at your roster I like at playoff time always is the senior urgency. Looks like you might have some leaders out there.
Yeah, this group here from sophomore year on up, where they've really started to play a lot of varsity, has been stellar in regards to taking care of business during the regular season. Last year, we were fortunate enough to get to level 3 of the playoffs. Unfortunately, we ran into a Kenosha St. Joe's team that actually Potosi beat the week after, which I was glad to see. But it's our seniors. We got 12 seniors this year. All of them contribute in one way or the other. So we are a senior heavy team this year.
Tim Widener joins us, head coach of the Blue Jays of Johnson Creek. And 39 years in the program, you've got an established routine, established program. How much do you waver year to year based on your personnel?
Oh, I go now. I've been doing year to year. It's a culture thing here that we've had for many years. Our theme is on the bus, and I take a look at the end of the season, whenever that is. Hopefully, it's another couple of weeks away yet, but I'll sit down and talk with my wife and things like that, and kind of see where we're at. I don't look at it's a program that we have here, and how many kids we got coming back is not going to determine it. It's going to be when I finally feel like it's time to step away.
Talk about this group. How do you describe this team in terms of strengths, and what are you proudest with this group?
This group here is by far our strongest group that we've had since I've been here. They bought into the weight room. We've got a great strength and conditioning coach, very similar to what Mark Siegert does down there in Potosi there. Those kids are in all year long. They're in, and they have classes that they take, and this is one of the stronger teams. That probably is the strongest team that we've had since we've been here, with some size. So that is all attributed to, Logan Piat, who is our strength and conditioning coach, does a phenomenal job with the kids. They bought into the system. They know what it takes to get to that next level and stuff. And, our record and our success over the last 3-4 years is an indication of that, especially with these 12 seniors that we have this year, too.
Potosi Cassville, he's got quite a program. You mentioned Mark Siegert. He's been doing it for a lot of years himself. What stands out in scouting Potosi Cassville?
Well, they're just physical kids. That conference itself, we have a lot of respect for the Six Rivers Conference for years. You look at their history. Blackhawk winning a couple of state titles a few years ago. Potosi last year in the state finals. Unfortunately, got beat. But just the conference itself, it's a very physical conference. Night in and night out, there's no nights off in that Six Rivers Conference. You better bring it, and that's what we got to do tonight with them.
You mentioned some size for your guys, some strength guys in the weight room. Where do you guys get an edge tonight? Is there something you have to do, or that's something you can't let Potosi do?
Well, Potosi, first of all, they're big up front. They've got a couple of nice, really athletes. Number 7, River Sawyer, I think his name is. Sar.
Yep.
Really good athlete. Number 11 for them is a really good kid. Number 9. Those are just good quality kids, and they got a line up front. We just got to match up with them up front. Physicality, win the line of scrimmage on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. We'll see how that goes. See what happens.
All right, Tim. I appreciate the time. Have a lot of fun. Enjoy it. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Tim Widener, head coach of Johnson Creek, here on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show. At Potosi Cassville's Mark Siegert. We'll talk to him next here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Welcome back to our Raleigh Cheese pregame show. We're joined by Mark Siegert, head coach of Potosi Cassville. Mark, how are you?
Doing good, RJ.
Your team, a big win last week against Cambria Friesland. Talk about that victory and you guys holding the home field.
Yeah, well, it's always great to play at home, especially in the playoffs. That's a big advantage. And Cambria Friesland came in, dangerous team. They run the double wing, double tight split, zero splits, and it's just tough to replicate in practice that offense especially. But our guys really did a nice job of following the game plan and bouncing back after a really tough week, having to lick our wounds after week 9. So I thought the guys had a great answer for that.
Talk about licking the wounds. Russell-Off's injury report. How's the team health tonight?
Well, other than the 2 guys that are out for the season with collarbone injuries, we're able to, we have the obvious week 11 bumps and bruises and strains, and nobody's 100% healthy, but for right now, we've got it all duct taped together about as well as we can.
And nobody comes out of the Six Rivers unbattle tested.
No, I mean that's the beauty of the Six Rivers Conference. It is going to prepare you for long playoff runs, hopefully, because playoff football, as long as I've been around, you have to be pretty physical to make it through a run in playoff football. If you want a long run anyway. So I think the Six Rivers Conference is just built for that. So we don't get days off, and especially with those, the top teams in the conference, it just really, really prepares you well. So I'm so proud to be a part of this conference, and our guys are, right at the top of that, and they take pride in playing football with a lot of physicality. So hopefully they can bring that tonight.
Potosi Cassville's Mark Siegert joining us. Johnson Creek, a good program they have here as well. Looking at this team on paper and then looking at their stats, it's kind of tricky to figure out how they might be running things from week to week. What do you see on film for them? What stands out about this Blue Jays team?
Well, Coach Wagner does an amazing job. He's got these guys ready to play every week in and week out, and he has a great program. As far as what they do, what they look like on film is a physical, big, athletic team, both offensively and defensively. They like to spread the ball out, as far as spread the formation out. But man, they do a great job of running the ball inside those spread formations. So it's going to be a big challenge for us.
With that in mind, what are your Rosemeyer Wealth Management keys to the game tonight?
Well, we have to pick up with their speed, right? The first thing you always have to do is make sure that the speed at which they run their offense and defensively is matched right away, because you can't replicate that in practice. So we're going to have to make sure that we match that right away, come with a lot of energy, and a lot of these games these playoff games are, you have to limit big plays and you have to stay away from turnovers, because that is a recipe for disaster if you're on the wrong end of those.
Mark, I appreciate the time. Have a lot of fun tonight. Good luck.
Thanks for covering the game, RJ.
All right, it's our pleasure. That's Mark Siegert, head coach of Potosi Cassville, here on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show. Ahead, your Fuller's Milker Center starting lineups and the colors of the game, too, in the play-by-play story. Level 2, Division 7 football, Potosi Cassville at Johnson Creek is next on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Broadcast brought to you by J&J Sandbar in Cassville. Proud to back Potosi Cassville. Celebrate your next get-together at J&J's in Cassville. Great buffets down there. Follow them for some of that great food at J&J's Sandbar. By Southwest Health, they have over 24 specialty services and over 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. By Cruising Kids and Walkers in Lancaster, don't forget to shop local this holiday season. There's no place better to keep your dollars local than keeping your loved ones happy with gifts from Cruising Kids and Walkers in Lancaster. The starting lineups tonight are presented by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster Richland Center and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. We didn't catch the People's State Bank coin toss, but that's okay. So we'll just go home offense, road defense. For the starting offense for the Johnson Creek Blue Jays. Across the front line, the left tackle is Kenny Seward, 6'2", 235, and a sophomore. The left guard is Jalen Carlson, 5'10", 270, and a senior. The center, Ben Wagner, 6'2", 230, and a senior. The right guard, Michael Heinrich, 5'8", 240, and a sophomore. And the right tackle is Maverick Weissman, 5'10", 300 pounds, and a senior. The split ends are Hayden Wagner, 6', 185, and a junior, and Owen Pernant, 5'9", 170, and a senior. Tight end, Jackson Robbie, 6'2", 195, and a senior. Halfback, Evan Malig, 6'4", 210, and a senior. Another running back is Owen Blakely, 5'10", 205, and a senior. And the Johnson Creek quarterback is Luke Hartz, 5'8", 165, and a senior. That's your starting offense for the Johnson Creek Blue Jays, brought to you by Fuller's Milker Center. A little tough to read because we didn't figure on not having lights up here on the press box of the roof. We got the stadium lighting a bit, but it's not exactly focused on us.
No, and my little flashlight isn't going to do much.
Well, you might help a little. You never know. That's what everybody's got one now with a cell phone. Not everybody, most. They have the flashlight on the phone.
Oh, well.
The Fuller starters for Potosi Cassville, their starting defense, which I am going to need a light for that because we have those bad boys highlighted in green, and that just does not work. Here we go. The defensive ends are Ben Infield, 6'2", 185, and a junior, and Connor Robbins, 6'2", 220, and a senior. The nose tackle, Carter Bierman, 6'7", 270, and a senior. Defensive tackle, Will Tobin, 6'5", 250, and a senior. Outside linebacker, Hunter White, 5'10", 175, and a junior. Linebackers, River Sarr, 5'10", 180, and a junior, and Logan Roush, 5'10", 175, and a senior. The cornerbacks, Reed Weber, 5'11", 160, and a junior, and Aaron Edge, 6'2", 185, and a junior. And the other defensive backs, Darius Tate, 5'9", 170, and a senior, and Drew Richardson, 5'10", 145, and a junior. You have Potosi under head coach Mark Siegert, assisted by Tony Lafried, Matt Eastlick, Brent Curtis, Jason Edge, Mason Urshan, Nate Weissler, Jaden Steets, and Mike Uppena. And we told you Tim Wagner for the Blue Jays. His assistants are Mark Blakely, Kate Olszewski, Logan Pio, I believe it's pronounced, and Dave Paltrick. Those are your starters and coaching staffs. The colors of the game presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. For the Johnson Creek Blue Jays, you guessed it, they're in blue. Blue uniforms, the jerseys, and the pants with white lettering and numerals for Johnson Creek and white helmets for the Blue Jays. Potosi Cassville in their traveling white uniforms, white jerseys, white pants, maroon lettering with gold trim. And gold helmets for Potosi Cassville. The field conditions presented by Dewey's Tire Repair for all your farm, auto, tire sales and service needs. The best place to take a leak is Dewey's Tire Repair. And right now in Johnson Creek, 42 degrees, feels like 38. It's clearish, you know, but there's very little wind, so it could be a lot worse up here.
Oh,
We're
it could be a lot worse.
We're not in bad shape at all. If it starts raining, you can start sending your sympathy cards.
Well, then we'll be in real bad shape.
Yeah, real bad shape.
Then how do we get the table over our heads?
We'll figure something out. Our broadcast brought to you tonight by Yalby Tubin. When you're ready for the ultimate tubing adventure, Yalby Tubin on the Grand River is the #1 tubing experience in Grant County. Plan your next adventure today at yalbytubin.com. By Lely Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Lely Center Monroe. We'll see how that speaker plays throughout the night, as it's about 6-7 feet from us. So.
And it's not quiet.
No, but they're not designed to be. Broadcast brought to you by Graney Electric in Platteville, specialized in residential, agricultural, and commercial wiring. For new construction, repairs, or maintenance, count on Graney Electric. Make your electric concerns go away. And Epic Construction. See Epic Construction for industrial, commercial, commercial industrial building projects. Epic Construction, building quality, building trust, and building a difference. Also brought to you by Okies Marketing Cassville. Check out Okies, your local Surefine food center, where they'll carry out your groceries too. Okies Market in Cassville. By McCartney Corners. Visit McCartney Corners, Highway 133, Cassville. And now our national anthem. Apologize for the cutting in and out of the national anthem. I guess our crowd mic is not going to work, so that's all right, because we're close enough to the speaker. You should figure out plenty of what's going on, even if we're not able to handle it ourselves.
That's right.
We'll do our best. We were saying McCartney Corners is where you want to visit, Highway 133, Cassville. Your 5-star dive bar for great food, great times, and great drinks. That's McCartney Corners, Highway 133, Cassville. Broadcast brought to you by Mound City Bank. Their total line of credit lets you use the equity in your home for the things that you want. Stop into Mound City Bank to apply for subject to approval. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. By Moonstown Pump, Cassville. Moonstown Pump, serving the little river town of Cassville with their elevated pub food and beverages. Moonstown Pump of Cassville. Community First Bank, for the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com. Member FDIC. By Pages and Parcels, now open on Main Street, Potosi. It's your spot for books, unique gifts, and quick pack and ship services. Stop by and shop by. Ship and discover something special at Pages and Parcels, Potosi. Frederick Excavating. Put Jason Frederick and the crew to work for your next excavation and demolition project. That's Frederick Excavation. Frederick Excavating actually is the proper name of the business. Apologies, Jason. That's over Potosi. Broadcast brought to you by Melby Funeral Home and Crematory of Platteville, offering a history of caring, and they understand each family is unique and offers personal requests and tradition. They honor them. They don't even offer them. They honor them. They need to be offered. Matt and Laura Melby, Melby Funeral Home and Crematory, Platteville. West End Salvage of Lancaster City Junkyard, Joe Krantz and the West End Salvage team for recycling, as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage of Lancaster, R.J. Osterhaus, Wally Trouton with you and set for a good one. As we mentioned in the open, a couple of runners-up in their respective conferences, identical 9-1 records overall, and something special about playoff football. Get this crisp in the air like we have tonight. Just a beautiful, beautiful night for playoff football. We have a shoebox scoreboard update first of the night. Halftime at Hilbert. Seneca, Wazeeka, Steuben, and Hilbert knotted up at 8. Whoa. Well, we don't know who won the toss, but we know Potosi Cassville is receiving. And they'll receive from right to left as we view it. The kicker is Hayden Wagner for Johnson Creek.
I watched him in the warm-ups. He's a good kicker. Saw him kick a 40-yard field goal in warm-up.
Broadcast brought to you by Northland Buildings. For quality Northland buildings built tough for the Northland, contact Joe Ryder, your local expert in quality Northland post-frame buildings. And set for football. It's a soft 7 o'clock start, but not by much. And Wagner to put the toe to it from left to right, end over end. It's going to bounce to the 20, bobbled momentarily, picked up at the 13-yard line where the Chieftains will forward. A good return out across the 30, 35, and then tackled across the 40 finally. Solid return by River Saar.
Typical River Saar type run, you know. Seems like he's not happy unless he runs over someone.
First and 10. From their own 42-yard line is where Potosi Cassville sets up offensive shop.
First play is usually a play you really would like to see as they, find out a little bit of what does the offense, what does the defense really want to do.
Receiver to the far side for Potosi. I believe that's Richardson over there. An offset split backfield, and the handoff goes to the left around the corner, and Bulldog down. Shy of first down yardage was Hunter White on the carry. Brought down on the stop by A.J. Whitehouse.
Well, that's 7 yards for Hunter White. Good job running this way on the sweep. Cut it back inside as he saw an opening.
2nd and 3 from the 49-yard line as Potosi Cassville knocks on the door of Blue Jay territory. 2 receivers to the far side. That's the wide side of the field. There's the snap by Edge, and the handoff goes straight up the middle. And back still on his feet for a first down. I lost the football in the scrum, but it's River Saar picking up the first down yardage, and it was not easy to come by.
Well, that was a 4-yard fullback trap. He did really a nice job of them running the football. You know, the trap block was there, but he could have been tackled for no gain, but, that's not the way River Saar runs.
So from the Johnson Creek 47, wide side far side of the field for Potosi in the traveling white uniforms. Aaron Edge, Potosi quarterback, takes the snap, handoff Saar to the right, and he is stopped for no gain on the play. Big time stop in the hole that time. That's Maverick Weissman and company. Big 300-pounder, 5'10", 300 Wally.
Well, they're marking the ball back down to the 45-yard line of the Blue Jays. That's a 2-yard gain.
Well, he took a trip after that game, I'll tell you that. 2nd and 8 from the 45.
Now that little belly play they like to run there, it's good play with Starr.
Receiver to the near side, handoff to the right. This is Hunter White, and he will be stopped for a loss of a yard on the play. 3rd and 9 from the 46-yard line of Johnson Creek.
You can see what Johnson Creek wants to do is they want to try to put as much pressure as they can with their defensive front, their front four, and they are good sized kids up there. And then try to fill it in with their 3 linebackers.
Potosi Cassville up to the line, receiver to the near side, split backfield in the slot in the right. Edge takes the snap. He will keep it rolling to his left shortly. Now throws left side. Had a man, but it was closer to the defender. It fell incomplete, and a flag down in the backfield, and the area was, well, I don't know. I don't want to speculate because I'm not sure what the official saw.
Well, usually what you're going to find there when it's a quarterback and a defender, it's not good for the defense.
Personal foul against the defense, so that'll give Potosi a first down. So that puts the ball at the 31-yard line. Opening drive of the ball game, no score. 2:25 gone by from Johnson Creek. Potosi Cassville. Receiver to the near side, and now this play blown dead before it got started. It's going to be a Pigs penalty the other way, a motion against Potosi. Broadcast back by Anderson Rover Toyota, powering our audio stream at superhits106.com. Anderson Rover Toyota of Dubuque when you are ready. By Claire Bank in 3 convenient locations throughout southwest Wisconsin, proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that, member FDIC. And an equal housing lender by Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center, and Hermson's Ace Hardware, bottom of Main, Platteville. Hermson's in Platteville and Bloomington, the perfect paint for your next project is at Hermson's.
Well, the Ace is the place of the helpful hardware man.
Yeah, it's the namer of our MVP too at the end of this one. So 1st and 15 from the 36.